Hello, hello, hello. Well, you did it once, and now you've done it twice. I must show my grinding on stream. Welcome, everybody. This is the grinding stream of the Pokeboomers Nuzlocke. If you don't know what's going on, this is a Nuzlocke series I do with a couple of friends and rivals, where we play through the Pokemon games generation by generation, gym by gym, week by week. This is the week where I take on Clay, and you know what? I'll allow it. This is going to be probably an unhinged stream. I'm caffeinated. Who knows? But hello, River. So, I've got some grinding to do, because we operate on a level cap, and that level cap is 31. Granted, I have all of the gym to do, but I still think I want people to be minimum up to level 29, and also, if I'm gonna do the strategy I want to do, I should probably get some more EVs, which is going to be miserable and potentially expose me to a shiny, which will force its way onto my team and make me scream in agony. So, let me get started on that. Rack up at least one kind of body count. Exactly. Bridge time? I thought about that, and actually I did spend some time, with apologies, I did spend some time grabbing wings last night, because I figured that wasn't, like, grinding as far as, like, doing actual battles, but that's very slow. So, I'm actually just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Just kill a whole bunch of mons. Blasphemy. Indeed, indeed, I'm a fraud, etc. Thank you for the work, Lark HD. This is going to be a lot of me rambling, so probably going to be one of the more podcasty streams I've ever done. Also, to mention it before I inevitably forget, I probably will not be going live at the usual time this evening. In fact, I know I definitely won't, because I have a thing I have to take care of this evening. Despite telling people, hey, I need to stream then, people are like, oh, you're unemployed. This is the only time that works for us. I'm like, God, alright. I mean, it's going to be a good thing that I'm going to be doing, but entertained in class. Well, good. Just make sure you're paying at least a little bit of attention. Or, well, what kind of class is it? Because if it's like a science class, I get that. But, you know. Attention Schmentio? What kind of Harry Potter-esque ADHD treatment is that? Sorry to mention transphobic wizard game. I apologize to everyone. For the record, J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. But I probably wouldn't have been playing Hogwarts Legacy anyway, because, like, I read the Harry Potter books when I was a kid, and pretty much stopped caring about them immediately after I finished the last book. I was like, alright. Like, the movies came out, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But it's not something I even really feel nostalgia for. Yeah, sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm immediately getting off topic. So, my objectives here. Red Eye just joined the team, so barely has any EVs. I definitely need to work on him, which could be difficult because of the XP boost from being traded. Poison Needle has not got a lot of EV training, so I need to spend some time focusing on him. And, for the... I would like Emolga to get some more speed EVs. And I also, for my plan to work, I need Dark Cloud to have every defense EV I can possibly get. Otherwise, my plan will fail. It still might. Route 1 EV grind. Yeah! Yeah! And I hate it, because the XP gain is going to be so low that there's a very, very, very good chance I get shiny, but the cave is up first, because I can get speed for Emolga off Woobats, and defense off Dark Cloud from the Rocky Lads, so that is my first stop. Now do I have the XP share on anyone? I do. And actually the Rocky helmet will probably come in handy here, because that might, that could... Well, it won't break their sturdy, but they might kill themselves if they attack into me. Oh, right. I had that on white mute. Got warm fast? Really? Well, there's crazy weather going on right now. Like, it was like 60 here yesterday, and now it's 14 degrees out, apparently. I don't know what that is in science units. Apologies to non-American viewers. But it's cold. There's snow falling. Well, the speed EVs are kind of good for Dark Cloud. So, I can actually just swap in. That's fine. Wait, I can't do Rocky Helmet. I need to have Macho Brace, or else this is gonna take 8 years. 55 freedom units, as some of my foreign friends would say. Yeah, damn it, I'm gonna need the Macho Brace. And, because Gen 5 got rid of the counter app that I had access to in Gen 4, I'm gonna have to make notes on paper, like some kind of barbarian. Ah, 55 Unova units, there you go. Okay, that's one of the EVs I want for you. First up, definitely gonna be Dark Cloud. Where is that Macho Brace? Because, you know, not all of us can be fortunate enough to have Poke Rust, like, my friend and rival Hugh, but hopefully it'll come eventually. Oh, I should also turn off animations, or we're gonna be here legitimately all day. Gross. Actually, I have no feelings one way or the other towards France. I wasn't one of them who was like, it's freedom fries now, because they wouldn't support us in Afghanistan. Always felt stupid to me. Also, yeah, I do have my grinding list set up, so yeah, why don't I just straight up kill the game sound, channel Hugh for a minute, and play some outside music. And it starts on the shuffle music. Correct response. Okay, there's one Roggenrola. This feels super unfitting. Okay, we got the Leech Seed. Why does it still play that? Okay, whatever. Okay, one down. Many, 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 many to go. It's 2 EVs for Dark Cloud. I know Dark Cloud already has some defensive EVs, but not enough. Because we are the bad guys of the world. Pretty much. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that specifically Just Out for a Rip super Canadian song where they're like, just north of the States, the big landmass the rest of the world hates? And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I've heard it said before that, like, when it comes to world news, Americans only really like paying attention if we are either the savior, we are like either Jesus or Satan of the story. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of checks. Otherwise, we're like, oh, alright. So, let's see, we've touched on Harry Potter, politics. What other hot-button controversial things can we talk about? Yeah, installed a whole lot of dictatorships, but good old banana republics. Brought to you by the US of A. In the name of freedom? I hate that you lowered my accuracy. You know what? Who else could use a tiny bit of... You know what? White Mute, you get a defense EV. Why not? Just so we can reset the accuracy there. Vaporeon. On principle, I agree, but what about Vaporeon? Oh, Vaporeon for a right. I'm clearly not caffeinated enough. So I never got the whole, like, Vaporeon meme sex god thing. Like, I've said this before. Like, if I did a Pokemon Smash or Pass, a lot of it would be pass, 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 pass. You know, there are a few where they're, like, anthro enough where I could be like, But Vaporeon, not among them. It is funny, though. I mean, there is the old, I think it's a manga panel where the guy's like, I'll now proceed to pleasure myself with this fish. And so it's like, Vaporeon has that energy, I guess, for the meme. But, I don't know. It is always funny to, like, ambush people who don't know. Like, when I made a joke about the 5 years of certain fluids from SAO, and I got a non-zero number of people to be like, I didn't know about that, fuck you, Vim. I was like, good, good. Use your hate, it will make you strong. Automod called that bullying, but it's self-bullying, so we allow that here. We stand some self-deprecating humor. And of course, everyone thinks their opinion's top tier. But, like, you know, I feel like there are some Pokemon, even if you're, like, you know, consider yourself very, very vanilla, that you have to be like, alright, I'll give you that one. Like Ditto. Ditto can become anything. Like, that's just a freebie right there. I don't care who you are. Non-monster attracted individuals. Is this going to lead to the thing where, like, my little brother sent me a meme where it implied No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Thank you, Heroic Music, for cutting in. Perfectly timed. Alright, Dark Cloud is out of PP, so let's have Zodiac take up the Macho Brace, and let's go for some speed EVs now. Yeah, the furry bait gets stronger and stronger as the gens go on, I've seen that. Okay, well, I got a meme from my little brother who, like, he is aware I am of the not straight persuasion, and this was accidental on his part, mind, but he still sent me a meme that, like, implied that, part of, LGBTQIA+ included pedophiles, and I was like, bro? You want to think about that one again? You want to think about that one again? And he was like, oh my god, Vim, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that. Oh, hi, Acer! What a great time for someone new to come in. Welcome, I am doing a Nuzlocke, and this is the unhinged grinding stream. Stay tuned for terrible opinions and trash topics as I just murder my way to getting EVs on my team. How was your Wednesday? Those are my favorite. Alright, great. You're in good company. Might want to vibe check in. I will not be silenced. Nah, my brother's a good dude. Just like, I worried for a while he was going to fall down the QAnon hole. Because he and I share an interest in conspiracy theories, but he almost went like a little too deep. Also, 50% chance of Woobat showing up in this cave my ass. Like, I was looking up how best to get EVs aside from wings, and it really made me wish I had access to Surf. Because it seems like once you get Surf, it's just easy street for EV grinding. So I am doing a hardcore competitive Nuzlocke, a few friends and I. We Nuzlocke through the Pokemon games generation by generation, week by week, gym by gym. We operate on a level cap, which is 31, so I am getting some EVs from my Pokemon and also leveling them up to the point where I think they can take on the gym. This is something that people ask for. You all donated for this. Well, not all of you, but some of you very heavily. Get him off of 4chan and 8kun. Pretty much. He does enjoy him some 4chan. Unironically. I am broke now. Well, you know, you'll get back there. I have every faith. So yeah, the Nuzlocke's been going decent. I wanted to term this a blind playthrough, but it's not. Like, I technically have played through most of this game's main story before, I just don't remember any of it. Which continues to bug me, because I assumed I stopped playing and didn't remember anything about it because I hated these games, but I've been enjoying this. That's probably for the best, Acer. Also, I definitely thought your name was Acer IP Ban at first, and I was like, oh. That's just me not reading correctly, though. I mean... Alright, River. I mean, I could maybe see that in some cases, but, the humanoid are a little easier to stomach for me, personally. Exactly. Based, Acer, based. We must band together. Hey, Hugh, we're already getting completely unhinged, while I EV grind and slowly lose my mind. Welcome! Or mainstream. What are you? What are you, a hipster about what Pokemon you want to smash? I prefer the bug Pokemon. They are so much less mainstream. Only a cultured individual. My favorite Pokemon, not in, like, just in, like, a have it on my team sense, not in the sense we've generally been talking about, is probably, well, once upon a time I would have said Pidgeot, but I think now, now it's probably, and this is terrible, because I can't remember its name, what was the Gen 3 bird? That bird of Swellow? The Swellow line? Darmanitan. No. I haven't gotten to use one yet, so... Like, Avalan's Darmanitan is pulling off some serious plays, but I don't know if that's enough to convince me. Ampharos. Ampharos is good. I've got a lot of heavy biases when it comes to Pokemon, though. I don't know, and it's weird because I don't have that much experience with the franchise as a whole, considering I'm someone who streams Pokemon a lot. Because until he started this whole Pokeboomers Nuzlocke thing, I'd only played Gen 2. That was it. Well, and most of this gen, but then not, I'm like... Alright, I respect it. I respect it. Also, River, I wanted to circle back to never play Monster Hunter with you. There's no danger of that because, I don't like Monster Hunter. Like, I have a very weird... I don't know. I'm often quite bad and don't really enjoy action combat that much. So the base gameplay of the games does not appeal to me, and it feels like the story is basically non-existent, so I'm like, why would I bother? Stop being good after the Gen 5. It seems like there's always kind of a cutoff for that. I don't know. I definitely preferred Gen 2 over Gen 1. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Gen 3 I absolutely loathed. I thought every Pokemon game after it was going to be just absolutely miserable. Gen 4 was, like, pretty good, and I've been liking this one a lot. So, like, if Gen 6... doesn't mess up too badly, I'll be at least willing to give it a chance. But, yeah, Scarlet and Violet do not look good. Sword and Shield as well. Not that I've touched them, that's just based on, like, seeing gameplay videos and the like. God, I'm gonna get a shiny this stream, I just know it, and I don't want one. I feel like out of, like, everyone in the Pokeboomers community that's playing, you and I are the only ones who like Gen 5, River, from what I've been hearing. Which is wild to me, because, like, the only things I haven't liked about Gen 5 is that they have abilities, which I still maintain, change the games for the worse, and they have EVs instead of stat XP, but that's full-on just me being a boomer, and I own it. Thank you, Repu. I don't know what the problem everyone keeps having. Like, everyone keeps being like, oh, the new Pokemon are great. Well, at least we have the opportunity to use the new Pokemon. Looking at you, Gen 2, where you make us wait until the back half of the game to maybe be able to get any new Pokemon at all. And, like, maybe that's part of it. People want to be able to use some of their favorites from old gens, but I really admire the decision to just being like, no, you will use the new Pokemon. You don't have a choice. Makes you change things up. You can't just, like, angle for, like, alright, here I get a Gyarados. Oh, sweet, this is a Rattata. It'll be solid in the early game, etc., etc. Gen 6 are the easiest games in the franchise. Interesting. Pokemon Black and White 2 fixed that. Oh, so you can just... You've got the national decks from the jump in those games? Interesting. There's usually something of a break between generations. I've been giving some thought to, and part of this will depend on my employment situation, because it looks increasingly likely that I'll be landing an actual job soon, thank God. Just for my being able to keep food and roof over my head, but will lead to me streaming less. I was thinking about giving Black 2 or White 2 a playthrough on the break between seasons. It'll probably depend on how much I'm sick of Pokemon, realistically. Weekly basis, not our own pace. True. Like, you could blast through so much of this early game so quick if we weren't doing this weekly format. Though I will say, I don't know that I'm really interested in doing casual playthroughs of Pokemon games anymore. I enjoy the kind of, like, the chaos and the stress that comes with a Nuzlocke. The stakes feel so much higher. Like, it's almost like kind of applying some Fire Emblem rules to Pokemon. Except, unlike Fire Emblem, you don't get to just reset when your favorite unit dies, which is what everyone does in Fire Emblem. The last gym leader has 3 Pokemon? For real? Oh, God. Defensive Gen 5 in my weekly update. That's good. Between you and me, we'll plead the case for Gen 5. We will come to the defense of Unova. Okay, Zodiac has a very attacking-heavy moveset, so this grinding is going a lot better than Dark Clouds. Dark Clouds is gonna suck. I mean, at least I'll have, we have the Battle Nurse nearby, who can completely patch us up, but also the Woobat spawns are being a little more generous. Oh, also related question to this grinding. For anyone in chat who knows these games, which I know is at least 1 or 2 of you, if, like, while I'm grinding here, if I KO'd a Woobat with Volt Switch on Zodiac, would that require me to swap out, or would it just faint and the battle would be over? You can see that care was put into this gen. Definitely. They do a lot of different things here. And I feel like there's a lot to like. Reusable TMs. HMs barely existing. That's so good. It would faint and you don't need to switch. Perfect. Nice! Oh, that's convenient. Reusable TMs. HMs not really being a thing. EVs applying to your stats immediately, rather than having to wait for the next level up. As hilarious as it was to see you gain, like, 20 to attack on your next level or something, I was just worried about having to slap a speed EV on something that might not necessarily want it. I do think it could be good on my starter, but I think ideally I want my starter to, all the EV grinding I deliberately put on it, I want it to be defense and special defense, because I want it to just be a wall that puts up screens for the most part. And it's already gonna have some messed up EV gains from, you know, the path so far to get here. Yes, I am EV training. God help me. Were I going for just XP, I'd be hunting down Audinos. Gen 5 gets better the more you play the later games. Yeah, I believe that, because, you know, they had something to... They had time, they had experience. They could shore things up for the sequel version, so to speak. I'd be surprised if you started EVs left. Maybe, but, like, at the same time, Hugh, I don't have Poke Rust, so it's only gaining, like, 1 or maybe 2 EVs at a time. Still, you're probably not wrong. Right away and sitting through this half-hour intro? Oh, God. Ah. Everyone please stand for the national anthem. Yeah, I do try to do a lot of research, but I have played through, on stream now, Gen 1, 2, 3, and 4, Nuzlocking them all. So, as time has gone on, I've gained some more Pokemon knowledge, but there's still massive holes. I was forced to do research. Yeah, exactly. Because to explain a little more, Acer, what happens is that on Friday, my rivals and I will... Oops. Misspelled. My rivals and I will be getting together and putting our teams from the game into Pokemon Showdown and doing... Is the music stopped? Okay, no. We'll be doing Pokemon Showdown fights with them for additional points. You can see the points right above the gameplay. And we're competing to be able to add new rules. It's a bit similar to Blastburn Radio, if you've ever seen them. I'm not overly familiar with them, but they were a major inspiration when we were developing the rules. I just don't happen to be familiar with them. It's definitely been a trial by fire, and it's given me simultaneously more of an appreciation for Pokemon, and also made me more frustrated with Pokemon. Because, like, I just miss stat XP so much, man. Just, you kill more things with your Pokemon, it gets better. It's easy, it's simple to understand. Here you have to, like, selectively genocide Pokemon, and then that boosts, like, one of your stats. Yes, it's more customization, but it's so much more fiddly. And, like, you have to pay more active attention to it. It annoys me so much that I have to interact with this system. That, and I can't see my EVs anywhere in the game. There's just going to be one NPC who's going to be able to tell me, okay, you're done now. Well, yeah, but what are the actual numbers? Haha, I don't know, LOL. So you have to track it on your own. That's so bad to me. That's so awful. You'll never see it return. Yeah, I know. Just like I'll never see a Pokemon game that doesn't have abilities. Gen 6 has a graph. Okay, that automatically makes Gen 6 a lot better than every other Pokemon game that uses EVs, at least in that sense. Like, I was watching my buddy, the Brian J, play a Pokemon ROM hack, where he was able to view IVs of his Mons in-game. Like, not the specific, like, numerical values, you know, the 1 through, or 0 through 31, but on, like, an F to S plus ranking, and I was like, that alone would be so nice. Actually give me information as the player. It's a bad graph, it's a terrible graph. Well, it's better than nothing. And don't worry if you're completely trash at these games. I kind of am too. I can muddle my way through, but I've definitely made a mistake or 20 in my time. Gen 3, I killed off, what was it, how many, like 16 Pokemon before the game was out? Gen 2, the one gen that I know, I managed to completely wipe on the Elite Four and get my entire team killed. I am far from an expert. Comedy of errors, exactly. And it's content for you, the humble viewers. I can feel the shiny coming. I'm gonna get a shiny. I'm gonna get a shiny, and I'm not gonna like it. For any who don't know the Pokeboomers rule set, if we encounter a shiny, we must catch it, and we must place it on our team, which is the danger of doing EV grinding like this. And it's even on stream, so I can't, like, lie to you guys and be like, oh, I didn't encounter any shinies, Not that I would ever do that, of course. I could have never felt someone so terrified of getting a shiny. Well, that just shows you have not truly dove into the Pokeboomers archives. There have been weeks where Valen and Tiu were like, oh god, I hope I don't get a shiny. Just being an idiot and always lose the most ridiculous way. Yeah, I feel like the Pokemon games can kind of lull you into a false sense of security. Like, you assume your team can wipe the floor with anyone you encounter. And then you encounter someone a little tougher, and you just get rolled because you've gotten lulled into a false sense of security by the easier rando trainers. But if you have the type chart memorized, that's a lot better than most people do. Hell, I still can't remember what's good against Bug half the time. I'm like, fire is super effective, flying is super effective. Question mark? Meant to be played at your own pace. Yeah. I do worry that, like, kind of the Pokemon community has leaned so far into the hardcore as far as what gets put out for, like, content creation, and I am fully part of the problem. Because I'm showing, like, this EV training, I'm doing Nuzlocks, and so people who just, like, consume a lot of Pokemon content might be like, oh, that's, like, the way to play the games. Maybe not actively thinking that, but being passively influenced by we influencers. Weaknesses of ice. Fire. Rock? I don't know. This is... Did fighting also resist them? They are the only types that... Oh shit! This is a Roggenrola. The perils of speed up. Leaf Tornado, LOL? Firefighting Rock Steel. Okay. Well, I was like, kind of, right? Whatever. I'm not using my Vanillite anyway. Which may seem kind of hilarious if you saw how excited I was for it, but I don't think it'll give me much advantage this week. And I'm going to be pursuing kind of a dangerous strategy. To the point where I need to minimize the dead weight. And Vanillite does not come out well in those calculations. Using it for the lulz. I respect it. I respect it. I don't hate it. It's purely a numbers game. Because it's in its base form, its base stats are not going to be that good. And its defenses aren't good to begin with, so in a Nuzlocke I feel like it's very dangerous to use. I don't like using a whole lot of glass cannons. I've already got a couple more that I'm really comfortable with. I know it's gotten some hate from the other Pokeboomers because it's so hard to catch. Basically, if you don't get it in cold storage... Well, I don't even know if it appears anywhere else aside from Route 6. I guess I haven't looked into that. But it is very cute. I feel like this gen and Gen 6 kind of got memed on for their Pokemon designs, but, like, I really don't have a problem with much of anything in the way of mons from this gen, at least that I'm aware of. I'm way less familiar with Gen 6, obviously, but... I got faith in Game Freak's monster designers. Even if they keep including more and more furry bait. Hell yeah! That's a perfectly valid way to approach Pokemon, my friend. Just like, my favorite Pokemon for a long time was Pidgeot, and, like, it was emphasized to me, going into these challenges that, like, hey, Pidgeot is not that good, but I was like, I don't care. It's a bird, and it's fast, and I like it. And that's valid. Which is why Stat XP is better, because it makes it easier for you to use your favorites, because you use your favorite for a long time, they get better at everything. You don't have to focus on EV grinding. Yes, I will harp on this over and over, and never stop. It's the boomer in me, children. Memed on the Pokemon Trubbish 3D gens. Everyone said, fuck, go back. That's fair. I'm aware of the counter-arguments. It allows for customization, Hugh. It lets you cover weaknesses, but it's so much of a pain in the dick to interact with. I kill level 2 Pidgeys for an hour. How is that different from killing level 2 Lillipups for an hour? Stat XP does not punish you for not actively interacting it the way EVs do. EVs, you have to go out of your way to interact with a system you're never directly really told about. Stat XP can just happen passively from you doing what you're doing with the game. And that really bothers me. Maybe it's less of an issue for some people. I don't know. I have phone delay. No worries. I kind of figured. It's the middle of your workday. What if I ran into a shiny Drillbur so I could do Excadrill v Excadrill in the gym? But I don't think, I do feel that Stat XP is a better system for kind of ludonarrative harmony for the Pokemon games. I don't begrudge anyone who likes EVs better, just that's extremely not my preference. Only matters specifically for competitive. True. So if I was casually playing through this games, I wouldn't have to bother with it. Stat XP was only in Gen 1 and 2. So you know how EVs, you know, I kill this Woobat, I get 1 point towards speed stat. Stat XP was just, you down a Pokemon, it gives you, like, the equivalent of EV experience towards all your stats. So it just becomes kill X Pokemon, and all your stats get boosted, and then you're capped out that way. Okay, it's my stance on Ladino grinding. Pretty much. Oh boy, the gems that I don't get to use, because we've decided to outlaw them wisely, or else we'd be spending so much time in here. Also, how is old Zodiac looking for speed? Let me have a peek. '88 speed. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Electro Ball is going to hit so hard. On Friday. Obviously, I won't be able to make use of it in the gym. Because it's the ground gym. Alright, Zodiac is now out of attacking moves. That's a solid 20, 40, 60, 80, 97 speed EVs for old Zodiac. So that's solid progress. Where is the battle nurse? You are over... Probably would have been... Yeah, definitely. Oh god. Nope, I'm thinking of the forest. Yeah, I just need to go to the Pokemon Center. Damn it. Oh no, that's right. That's right, the preschool. The preschool. Hello, yes, I'd like to have a nap. Thank you. Also, I'm now realizing I have light screen and reflect as TMs. So I can just slap, like, couple attacking moves, say Grass Knot, and like Return on Dark Cloud, and then have them go back later. The convenience of infinite use TMs. Another point in Gen 5's favor. Where is Ol Return? Yeah, you shouldn't. It's just everyone's preference. And, you know, we're accustomed to the older gens of Pokemon, so, you know, comes with the territory. It's not worth it. Good on you for being the bigger person, I guess. But we still have a preference, and we ain't gonna be shy about it, because part of this whole experience is sharing how we like this or dislike. I got 97 EVs. It will be equally critical of Gen 6, though. Okay. And maybe I'll hate Gen 6. It seems to be like, well, no, I liked Gen 4. I had my issues with Gen 4, but I didn't mind it on the whole. It was pretty good. At the time, I think I was maybe a little effusive in my praise of it because it was coming off Gen 3, which is like, I never want to play the Gen 3 games ever again. They were absolutely miserable in every way. And then how much of the cakewalk that game is going to be. Yeah, if the final gym leader only has 3 Pokemon, that kind of says a lot. I guess the difficulty will just come from the showdown matches. I suppose that's probably why I mostly see Nuzlocks of the older Pokemon games, because you can get a little more difficulty that way. I am curious, is it just like the low trainer difficulty that makes Gen 6 such a cakewalk? Or are there some other factors as well? The Elite Four kept the 4 Pokemon limit that Gen 5 sadly started. Yep, every 4 EVs is another point. And I think it's like maximum 252 EVs in a stat, so Zodiac can still gain more. Your fish is also really good. Hell yeah. We can both bring some red eye. Oh, might be a rigged trade. Yeah, it's certainly not based on the IVs you send, because my mouse had, like, garbage IVs and everything except for, like, defense or something random. 510 then is the max. Yes, that's, like, overall, though. There's a cap for an individual stat, unless I'm mistaken. Correct? Oh, yours is Blue Eye. Alright, we got Red Eyes Blackfish, and we got Blue Eyes Whitefish. Perfect. I think it's set in stone. Okay. Well, not completely set in stone, because I got the red stripe version, and Hugh got the blue stripe version. Oh, unless that's just based on version, because he's playing white and I'm playing black. It just might... It might just be better than my starter. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I feel like mine is probably on par or a little bit better than my Elemental Monkey. The Elemental Monkey, I don't really know its IVs. And the fish, I know its IVs are absolutely banging. And it gets a pretty cool moveset, learn set. Starter can fully evolve in like 10 weeks. Yeah, it's like 36. Which, how many weeks is that? Let me check the little reference sheet we have. So that would be in 2 weeks if the evil evolution level is 36. Because Skyla's level cap is 35. So we would be just shy. 127 is the maximum of extra points you can get and the maximum of all your stats. So if you get 1 EV in attack, you can only get 509 in speed. Oh, extra stat points. Got it, okay. Okay, I am pretty sure Zodiac is starting at near 0 for speed, so I kind of just want to dump a bunch, particularly because I'd like Electro Ball to just become an absolute war crime. More a future investment than something that helps me immediately, but I may as well do it now. Don't get an electric Hearthstone game, going to be a bit mad. Is it mostly electric types in there? I saw that we can get Joltik, but I forget what else is on the table. Electric types have felt very few and far between. Like, not quite as rare as, say, Gen 3, but still quite rare. Oops, that is the wrong mon. The homie Clink. There's 2. Dynamo is trash. Oh, 2 steel, 2 electric. That's an interesting spread. I'd probably hope for steel then. Because I feel like Emolga is a pretty solid electric type. Restart if they accidentally kill something. Yeah. I'm not quite being that hardcore, Acer, because I know I've got some random EVs all over the place just from, like, going through and fighting random trainers. But I want to put in some form of effort. For my effort values. Eh? That was terrible. I apologize. But yeah, I don't know how people could have had the patience to do this, you know, on like actual hardware, where they don't have the benefit of speed up or anything. Gonna slap me. You know what? Fair. Fair. I deserve that. But I do enjoy my terrible puns. Wow, I might actually get to level 29 with Zodiac before I finish the EV training I wanted to do. It is certainly possible. Critical hit. Oh yeah, I also saw, in case anyone from the weekday crowd who likes Fire Emblem is hanging out. Sorry I didn't have one Monday. There will be a Fire Emblem stream tomorrow. But I did a quick check on where I am in the game, and I think I'm pretty close to the end, so I might actually finish it Thursday, which would be wild. Probably not, because I'm probably going to have to like, get rolled and have to restart a time or two, and maps take some time, but the end is in sight. Which would actually work out perfectly if the time I have available to stream suddenly gets cut. Well, that seems pretty good. Can you do any, like, repel manipulation, River, to try and, like, not get Dynamo? Or is that not a possibility? Because I thought, for some reason, I thought Chargestone Cave was a little further down the line, like we needed Surf for it. Or am I thinking of a different cave? Its final form is spicy, yes, but when do we get that final form, Hugh? Actually have a play for going on, but they have an idea if I can beat Blue Hair Lady by Magnezone, only lowest level of my team. Screwed. You just have to believe and be willing to let your Pokemon die. Like week 17. Harsh. I am a little curious about all the post-game stuff that this gen has on the table. Because it looks like there's way more of it than normal. That could be a fun thing to do after when Pokeboomers goes on break as well. Maybe. But I don't know how much of that is just like, oh, you can catch a bunch of legendaries now, or if there's like actual story to it. Because I'm gonna assume the whole Team Plasma and N thing gets wrapped up by the Elite Four, as usual. Gets a second form at 39. Eh. Yeah, that's, you gotta wait a bit for that one. Oh, but the final form is Thunderstone Evo. Okay, that's not that bad. Assuming we have relative access to elemental stones. And it feels like we do. There's certainly been a few scattered around. Team Plasma turns into terrorists. Turns into? I thought they already were. I don't understand. Oh, hey, also, I just realized, fun opportunity for gambling. We're gonna be here a while, so I'm gonna leave that prediction open for a bit. If I run into a shiny before it closes, obviously it's kind of null and void, but if you want to gamble on me running into a shiny this stream, because I'm repeatedly getting encounters with low-level mons, be my guest. The Nuking Cities type. Interesting. This is my legendaries. Got the free legendary horses, Dialga, Palka, Matolas, yellow and green. I mean, if you're otherwise screwed without using the legendaries, I would say use the legendaries, you know. That is kind of what they're there for. I mean, Fire Emblem, I don't know if you know that series, but they give you overpowered units on purpose to make sure you can get through the game. I feel like the legendaries can kind of be like that for endgame for Pokemon. I mean, legendary Pokemon are cool. I feel like nothing compared to the hype when I caught one way as a young lad playing Gen 2. Like when I finally battered down that level 70 Ho-Oh and made it get in a damn Pokeball. I was like, yes! And of course, good old Handwing. The Lugia. Mainstay of my team. Because I do love me some flying types. I will say for clarity, for anyone going in on the prediction, I am going to be streaming for at least 2 more hours, if not more. So there will be a significant chunk of time for the Shiny Danger. And it always seems to happen. There's at least one Shiny per like main streamer doing Pokeboomers when it comes to Pokeboomers. And, like, Hugh has had one, and Avalon has had one, so I feel like I'm just due for one. Like, mine is coming. Legendary horses are given me, but the other's a mystery gift. Oh, okay. Use the legendary just feels like cheating. Well, okay. If that's how you want to approach it, that's fine. I mean, it'll probably make for a more exciting battle to get past where you're at. If you're not relying on a legendary. But you just gotta accept that it might be a little harder. And if you're good with that, then by all means. Alrighty. Let's see. Where are we up to? Nowhere near enough. We need more speed EVs. Wait, what do you mean by use a lasagna? Is there a Garfield Pokemon this gen? Or is that perhaps autocorrect? I'm just like a crab with a slab of rock on it, but then I need to spend all the time training because it's too weak. Oh, like, Dwebble? Maybe whatever Dwebble evolves into? The bug rock type? Oh, okay. Fair. Almost triple-digit speed. That's beautiful. Alright. I don't want to over-level my mons too much because I still do have the gym, so I'm going to swap to getting some defense EVs on old Dark Cloud. And just kind of hope that I have EVs left to give to my starter. Possibly fruitlessly. He looks like a lasagna, so I name it lasagna. Fair. Fair enough. Alright, ideally a leech seed into just an attack that kills you. Good. Alright, Dark Cloud has only gained 17 defense EVs this session. I think I gave it somewhere around 80 last week. So, odds are probably good that it's already got a very good... Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, Acer. Oh, 10 p.m. Dang. Yeah. Thank you for dropping by. Have a good rest. Sorry if I sound surprised. Just most of my audience is also American, so... At least based on what Twitch says. I guess I don't necessarily know how accurate that is. Yeah, see you around. Best of luck on your run. Alright. So there I was. Fighting rock after rock after rock after rock. I'd switch to other music if I knew it didn't get me bonked, but I am less practiced at putting on outside music than, say, Hugh, so I'm always very cautious about what's going to get my kneecaps broken by Walt Disney. Because I like my Twitch account. I don't want it getting copyright strikes. And I guess I could put on the garbled in-game music, but eh. Oh wow, random Thunderstone. Alright, thank you, game. Didn't even realize that could happen there. Gen 2 poll is out on the server. Oh man. I gotta pull for who is my favorite Gen 2 original? Probably my boy Xatu. Yeah, probably Xatu. Xatu's super cool. Which is part of why I was so happy to get Sigilith. Because it's basically just slightly more accessible, easy to use Xatu. Caesar is good. I do appreciate me a good Caesar, but Flying Psychic is cool. And of course, we have to make sure that Noctowl loses as part of the continuing injustice for Kibo. That damn owl got me through a few tough spots in Gen 2, but just continued being such a disappointment week after week. It was kind of unreal. Oh, come on. Stop missing. A shiny in 5 encounters. Alright. Bet. Starting now. First encounter. Not a shiny. Yeah, sturdy. Ugh, wish there were a better way of getting defense EVs at this point. Second encounter. Wait, what do you mean there is? Are you memeing, Hugh? Or Swaddle and Venipede? Oh, really? Crap, now I'm not remembering what the Pinwheel Forest. Oh, I guess those are a 50% chance. One defense, one defense. Yeah, okay. Too high level? Nah, I don't think so. No, I was definitely not suffering on purpose. It was just me being an idiot. Because I still have level 1 Lillipup grinds to do, so if I can make this go faster, I think I will, because I'm not even sure that Dark Cloud can get defense EVs, so I may as well be fighting higher level mons. 3 more encounters. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. Also, thank you, bot, for shilling for me. Real talk, chat. Is that automated announcement annoying? I have it set up so it only fires, like, once every half hour or so, and there has to be some chat in between. If it's super annoying, though, I'll get rid of it, because if it's impacting the viewing experience, or, you know, I'd make it a little less. It's fine? Okay. Appreciate that. Because I hate to beg, but, you know. Then, oh yeah, in 2 days I will have been unemployed for half a year. So, you know. Alright, enjoy that grind of your own, Hugh. Thank you for the tip on this. And thank you for dropping by. Because now I can just blow them up with... Oh, they got Protect. Annoying. Yeah, these may be higher level, but they don't have fucking Sturdy, so... They should be fine. And I'm still having to run just as often, so it's fine. And my starter is high enough speed that I should be able to do so with relative safety and security. And I'm still downing them in one hit. And I have the nurse right there. Yeah, this is so much better. Why didn't I think of this? I'm such a dingus. I was like looking around like, where can I get better EVs? And it was like, well, okay, I just do the cave. That's the best place to get defense EVs, even though it sucks. Vimbert is not good at Pokemon, as it turns out. Haha. Also, I'm pretty sure that was 5 encounters at that point. Oh, we do have some people coming in on yes for shiny. Terrifying. Terrifying. I'm not even sure. I'd kind of be okay with a shiny Venipede. That would be alright. You know, obviously I'd have to raise it up, but, like, I'm already raising up a Venipede anyway, so... Ah, yes, of course. I fouled up the dataset. I was just building up all that shiny luck, and I ran from it when I left the cave. I see, I see. Swaddle, yes, Swaddle is one of them. Really? You survived that? Surprising. You made Dark Cloud use 2 attacks, you bastard. Oh, Pidove. Pidove and its evolutions are probably my least favorite Gen 5. I do love me a good normal flying type, but they are not good normal flying types. Not even close. Like, I was even kind of willing to make it work when I saw that my Pidove had a plus special attack nature. I was like, okay, I can kind of steer into the skid here, but even then I'm like, no, it's just not worth it. Maybe with like crazy egg moves or whatever I could make it work, but nah. Just nah. Alrighty. Let's see, I need to... Oh, Christ, that's right. I need to attack EV grind up 2 Pokemon. Oh boy. This is why I started in the afternoon. Yeah, you survived. Yes, yes, this is the future you donated for, River. You are fully reaping the rewards. Oh yeah, I just thought of something, River. You mentioned keeping you entertained through class. How tough is it to, like, listen to a stream or a YouTube video in classes these days? I'm sure in college they don't really care, but that so much wasn't a thing back in my day that it's just almost kind of like foreign to me. An experience I never got to have. Nobody cares. Eh. I guess the closest I ever saw was like people messing around on Facebook or MySpace in the middle of class. Even in high school. Well, particularly in high school, because it gave all of us kids living out in the middle of nowhere a laptop. Ooh, Slam? I forget, is Slam good? Not even a little bit. Slam, you can go to hell. I'm willing to use some lower accuracy moves, but 75 out the gate, no thanks. Yeah, I would agree. Slam's no good. Oh. The grinding zen. See, this is you guys get to see the stuff that goes in behind the scenes for Pokeboomers, because all three of us got to do this. Just I'm the only one with the time and the craziness to allow to show you how the sausage is made directly. And I know some of you know this because you played these games to that extent, but not everyone has. And like, this is what it takes to do competitive. This part I ain't so crazy about. It's not so bad if I can just, like, be watching, I don't know, Netflix or a stream or something on my other monitor, but as it is, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just here, I'm rambling, I got some music on. At least I got you guys. I can't wait to lose in After Dark. That's the spirit. I mean, if I could trust my competitors not to EV train, I wouldn't, but I know at the very least Hugh is. Hugh has Poké-Res, so it's pretty free for him. I don't know if Avalon is yet. Sometimes he kind of breaks late when it comes to EV training, but I've kind of put it off as long as I can. I probably should have been doing some training last week, and I did a little bit of it, but, like, not enough. Gonna get licked figuratively and metaphorically. Phrasing? Phrasing? They're coming to lick your ice cream cone, River. The thing is, like, I'm weird when it comes to ice cream. I said what I said. I see. I'm weird when it comes to ice cream. I like to, like, bite ice cream. The whole licking thing, I'm like, nah, it takes too long. Starts to melt. Let me bite the ice cream. This is, of course, outside of the single entendre we have going on. I think licking it makes a little more sense for soft serve, but, like, at that point it's barely ice cream, so who cares? Ah, poison point. Annoying. Well, I do kind of need to retreat out to heal up, return anyway. Wait, poison not give me the little da-da-da anymore? Vacuum suck my saucer. There's a sentence. Does poison not do damage outside of battle anymore? What? That's crazy. Oh, you did? I must have missed that somehow. Was that, like, recent? Huh. Yeah, I must have missed that, I guess. That's... I have mixed feelings about that, because... I don't know, I feel like it takes away some of the punch of dealing with poison as a player. And then it just becomes poison like it is in, like, Dragon Quest, where you just can ignore it once you're past, like, the first 10 levels or so. Because it only does a tiny amount of damage. I like having a seizure. Look. First of all, there are way worse things in Pokemon for being photosensitive. But... I don't know. They could always convey it a different way, like they could maybe have a little, like, you know, the little bubbles over your head or something. Rather than the every step. Quality of life, I guess, but this feels like poison just gets worse in that respect. Because it's less of a threat to you. So you don't have to take it as seriously. I don't know. I can see both sides of it. I just don't I don't view it as an unambiguous good. I think there's a good and a bad to that change. Personally, I kind of enjoyed some of the times where I'm Nuzlocking early game, and I have to figure out, like, can I rush back to a Pokemon Center before my poison Pokemon dies from step damage? Provide some tension, you know? Just a little bit of tension. And I feel like that's one of the main selling points of watching a Nuzlocke. That tension. Also playing a Nuzlocke. Because Pokemon as a whole is fairly low stakes. I've never experienced it, River, so I have no... I feel like I don't have the most informed opinion about it, but based on what I know about it, which is admittedly quite limited, I think it's horrible. And it's going to make dealing with EVs even worse, because everyone gets all EVs all the time. If EVs didn't exist, I would be fine with it, because it just makes it easier to level grind. Obviously, it would be... It was going to be hell for Pokeboomers regardless, because we have to care about level caps. But on the whole, I would say it would be a perfectly fine change. But, you either have it on or off, there is no in between. So wait, you can switch it off? If you can switch it off, then I'm all for it. But if it's always on, then I hate it. But on the whole, I do appreciate RPGs where they let you, they let your backup members kind of gain XP passively, so people don't fall too far behind. Obviously, a Nuzlocke with level caps kind of changes the calculus on that a little bit, but... Like, Persona 3 is a prime example, you know? They don't really... If you're not using someone in combat, they're not gaining XP. And later in the game, it would be like, you know... I could really use someone like Yukari for this, who has been sitting at, like, level 20, because I replaced her the instant I was able to, because I hate Yukari. And then I had to go through the trouble of leveling her all the way back up, when she was awfully behind. For standard play, makes grinding non-existent. For challenge, there is none. I mean, I think it can be admirable to try and cut down grinding in RPGs, because that's, I feel like, a barrier to entry for a lot of people. Where they're like, oh, I don't want to play JRPGs because I don't want to grind. And not every JRPG is grind heavy. Hell, there were some made even way back in the day, like Live Alive, where grinding basically doesn't exist and is not rewarded outside of like 1 or 2 spots in the entire game. In Gen 8, they made it permanent. See, that I hate. That I don't like. And if we actually do Gen 8, God help us, that'll be a sticking point and probably be cited by all of us as a point against the gen. Gotta say, I'm really surprised Venipede gives defense EVs. Gen 9, they removed set mode? Ugh, Game Freak, why? Why you do this? Puzzling. Puzzling, I say. Though, I mean, I assume outside of Nuzlocke that, not many people even use set mode. Like, I had never used set mode until I started Nuzlocking with the Pokeboomers. Because I was like, oh, well, Switch is in the game. It's a legitimate thing they allow me to do. Why would I not use that? Was kind of always my stance on it. Yeah, but, like, why, though? Yeah. That's my take as well. A why, though. It just feels odd. Like, it is a feature that you had in older games that... I mean, I assume it couldn't be that much more programming to leave it in. So it does feel odd that you would cut it. Because it's not like it requires a whole lot of, like, graphics or, like... I don't know. It feels like you just have, like, the interrupt, you would just have to include, like, a little bit of a, like, a decision switch or branch every time, something happens. And I'm talking out my ass here, I don't really know coding. Be like, oh, do you want the switch? Yes, no. And if you hit yes, then you just call up the switch function like normal. You hit no, the person just sends out the next Pokemon. Seems like it would be easy. Let's remove features, guys. Yeah, we need to get rid of this feature creep. These features that we used to have creeping back into our games, we need to stop it. It's like the, what is the Incredibles meme with, like, the simple, where he's, like, looking at the laptop and it's the simplified logos and he's like, oh no. It's that with Pokemon features. You removed infinite use TMs in Gen 9? God damn it, Game Freak. I can't believe you've done this. I mean, you could argue that infinite use TMs are really powerful. And, like, I see that, but at the same time, they're extremely limiting if they are of, well, limited use. Infinite use TMs is easily my favorite change that Gen 5 made. Easily. 8 and 9, they made the move relearner free? Wait, isn't the move deleter free? Oh, wait, no, the move rememberer. I forget those are different things, and for some fucking reason, they're Pokemon that get moves at level 1 that you can only learn through the move rememberer. I forgot about that irritating change to Pokemon. But if it was free, I'd be way more okay with that instead of like, oh, you need heart scales to gain access to the only moves that are good for this Pokemon. This is one of the things I have a chip on my shoulder about Pokemon. If you couldn't tell. Okay, we've got about, yeah, we got a good 85 defense EVs into Dark Cloud. That feels good. That feels good. So I could probably have gotten more in the long run if I did do grinding on the rocks. A, it would have taken longer, because sturdy. And B, I feel like Hugh did make a great point earlier, that Dark Cloud probably has a lot of EVs already, so it's kind of limited what I'll be able to pass on to him. So, this strikes a good balance, I feel. barely touched my water, considering how much I've been rambling today. So, right now where I'm at in the US, we're getting a little bit of winter weather, but you know what? I say we haven't gotten enough winter weather. I want the winter to get worse. I want big ol' snowstorms that I can be cozy inside for. I mean, you can say, well, Vimbert, part of that is you don't need to go anywhere, and yes. Yes. But also, I've talked about this before on stream, I've literally lived in a place where there wasn't a winter in the traditional sense, because there was a Mediterranean climate, and I literally got seasonal affective disorder from not having winter. I'm a freak like that. Because I grew up where it was cold a lot of the time, and my body and my mind are very used to that. That and, like, I handle the cold way better than I handle the heat. I'm such a wimp for heat. It gets much above, like, 90 Fahrenheit, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying! I will melt! I fully cop to that. I'm a wimp when it comes to the heat. Like, I live in Colorado, and the summers are borderline too hot for me. No, not even borderline. Sometimes they are too hot for me. Snowman. Little bit. Little bit. Though it was hilarious where I was living before. Have I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said this before. I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area with my then boyfriend. And it was kind of hilarious. Like, they would have one of their, and I cannot stress this sarcastically enough, cold days where it would get down to like 55, and I would see all the natives, like, you know, wearing jackets and everything, and I'm going around in like shorts and a t-shirt like, hey, how's it going? They're like, who are you? What are you? I'm like, I'm from the north. Slightly dramatized, of course, but it was widely thought of as quite unusual that it was able to stand just the terrible Arctic conditions that they had. Okay, 29 is about where I wanted Dark Cloud to get to. So now I am absolutely one of those people. Like, I was never in the habit of doing that, but I could absolutely go around in, like, a parka and, like, jean shorts in the winter. I run very hot, generally. Okay, so Red Eye and Poison Needle now need some work on their attack. And I'm pretty sure they have none. Poison Needle might have a little, but I know Red Eye has, like, almost 0 EVs. He's only taken down probably about 10 Pokemon total, so we gonna need some serious work on him, if nothing else. Alright, give me that Macho Brace. Though I have noticed that as I've been getting older, I've been less able to take the cold like I used to. You know, I'm starting to feel it a little bit. The whole body's starting to slow down and such. Alright, gotta head all the way back to Route 1. Oh. Where was the exit from here again? The south? Yeah. More and more use. Hate it more every year. That's valid as well. Everybody's body is going to handle things differently. Though I am kind of surprised, Reppy. You've kind of... like, you've lived most of your life that far north, right? Unless I'm mistaken? Alright. Let the Route 1 genocide begin. XP! Oh, God. Apart from a year in Japan. Right, you did live abroad a little bit. Gen 6 and 7 is a Gen Wait, Gen 6 and 7 and a Gen 1... Do you mean are a Gen 1 Circle Jerk? Because if so, I'm surprised. I feel like a lot of the old heads would like it more if that were true. Ara. Okay. Ara. You good, you good. Appreciate you keeping me company as I slowly lose my mind here. So let's see. Here, I'm definitely gonna cap out on EVs before I get, So what is the max EV in a stat? 252. God help me. And actually, I'm after the same EVs here, so I have no reason to not do XP share. To at least spread the love around a little to the other one. You literally get the Gen 1 starters and their megas for free. You get 2 starters. Wow. That feels very excessive. Where is... There we go. And that's 2 for... I just realized we've joked about Poison Needle being Pissing Needle. It could also be PSN Needle. Like PlayStation Network Needle. Hashtag not sponsored. Right. 2 for you, 1 for you. Oh, a free Farfetch'd would be cool. I've always thought Farfetch'd was a good Pokemon. I was kind of pulling for Farfetch'd to win the Take the Shot Media Gen 1 pull, if I'm completely honest. Didn't happen, but... C'est la vie. Jesus, that's so many free Pokemon. Pokemon Communism. Our Lucario comrade. John ZD, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, I am doing some unhinged EV grinding for a Nuzlocke challenge I'm a part of. And slowly losing my mind. See what I meant by easy? True. I mean, I assume those gifts are like at least a little bit spread out through the course of the game, but even so, that's still a lot of Pokemon to just be handed. Although, at the very least, it's not like, oh, I think it was, the Gen 4 remakes that Hugh streamed briefly, where they were like, oh, hey, welcome to the second town, here's a legendary. And he was like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, hey, Audino. No. Well, I guess that is only HP EVs, that's fine. Didn't know Audinos could spawn this early, though. Admittedly, I think that was something he got for having Scarlet and Violet, like, save data. It was some kind of bonus like that. That may be slightly inaccurate, I'm not sure. Do your own research. I am an honest streamer who definitely never lies, but never trust me, etc. Audino spawns everywhere. Okay. For some reason I thought... Well, hey. I guess it's time for me to tap the Vimber don't know shit about Pokemon sign again. Maybe I should just make that as a static graphic. Like, honestly, the bottom screen does not display that much info, so... Although I guess you guys do see me, like, looking at move choices and all that, so I guess that's still helpful info. I probably shouldn't bury that. I'm fairly happy with my layout. Obviously, it's not the fanciest streamer layout you've ever seen, but my philosophy is always try to make sure the game has plenty of real estate, because I know that a lot of people who watch me on mobile. And some streamers I've watched on mobile, like, they go so absolutely buck wild with their graphics and, like, maybe the size of their VTuber model, PNG tuber, face cam, whatever they have, that, like, I can barely see the gameplay. And, you know, this is not... This is most easily leveled at, like, you know, kitty streamers, but even just regular old streamers who are not going for, like, the sex appeal angle, they obscure the game too much. And I don't want to do that. It's not how I roll. Anyway, gonna kill that dog. As shinies go, I think I would be fine. It'd bug me a little, but I think I could live if I got a shiny Patrat or Lillipup. Obviously not ideal. I don't want it to happen, but it could be a lot worse. Because he was starting to run away with this a little bit in points, so I can't really afford to just kill off a shiny. Because I'm like 95% sure he's gonna hard mode the gym. Because that's what he does when he's in the lead. He just likes to extend his lead. Which is fair, and I can't fault him for, but it means I can't just be giving away point negatives for free to myself. Because I would like to win one of these competitions, one of these seasons. And starting this gen is the one where I've actually got a shot, because Hugh hasn't played these games before. He's still doing quite well, because he's good at Pokemon, but I got a shot. Doesn't help that he got Pokerust right off the bat, of course. Would have been pretty cool to have on my side. But hey, maybe it'll come up as part of this EV grinding, because it is just, I think, a flat chance after you battle... I don't know if it's any Pokemon or just specifically wild Pokemon. I mean, I did get Pokerust in Gen 3? Yeah, I think it was Gen 3, because I didn't know how Pokerust worked yet. And I thought it was just, like, I thought it worked the way it did in Gen 2, so it was like, oh my god, I'm gonna win. Chat, of course, quickly corrected me. And let me know how it worked in the dark age of effort gains rather than stat XP, but... still, pretty cool to have, because it would be literally cutting these grinds in half. And I think that's valuable for the sake of my sanity. Also, you know, it's just kind of neat to have Pokerust next to your Mon's names. I think it's kind of fun how sometimes we can get a lot of rare stuff just as a result of just doing what we do as Pokeboomers. Shinies, Pokerusts. Rare encounters, like me pulling an Emolga instead of an Audino. I do want to get an Audino at some point. I just keep getting foiled every time I try to deliberately aim for one, so say la vie. And I'm a little worried I'm running out of good chances, but I haven't taken a good look at the upcoming routes. So there could still be opportunities here and there. This is how you know I'm getting desperate and that I'm EV training up Poison Needle, because I think the Venipede line is cool, but realistically I don't know that this is going to stay on the team super long term, just because Bug Poison has a lot of really problematic weaknesses, and I don't know that, like, the typing offensively is that useful. But maybe that's just me, the person, Vimbert, being a little bit defeatist. I think that, Whirlipede's evolution, it's like Scolipede or something? I think it's very valuable this week because it's a third stage evolution with, pretty good stats. in a week where third stage evolutions basically don't exist. So I think it occupies a very nice niche this week, potentially next week, but past that, I don't know. That and, you know, this whole poison subtyping is not doing me any favors for this gym, and bug is not going to do me any favors next gym, because this week is ground, next week is, of course, flying. Unless I'm mistaken. It's either flying or ice next. I'm pretty sure it's flying. But, you know, big old bug does look cool. Okay, I need to take a quick break, use the restroom. Subject change. Pretty much. Thoughts on piracy? Always morally justifiable if it's a Nintendo game. More details when I return. I will be back in a few minutes. Hope you'll stick with me. Okay, I return. So, thoughts on piracy as I get the outside music set up once more. When it comes to, yes, Ben, be right back. Pretty much. Thoughts on piracy, specifically when it comes to video games. Yes, 100% agree, River. I think that the severity of a crime depends on your target. If it's, you know, if you'll forgive the somewhat heavy-handed metaphor, it's stealing change from a man begging on the street versus shoplifting in a candy bar from a giant multinational corporation. You should always want to support creatives, of course, obviously. But it feels like in a lot of AAA spaces, the remuneration of the programmers, the creatives, the people who actually work on the game, is not even remotely tied to how well the game sells or does critically anymore. Because there have been a number of stories where a game sells well, and the company's like, great, we made so much money last quarter. Also, we're laying off hundreds of employees. So, when it comes to AAA, I feel like by and large, you're pretty good. I've got no real problem with that, but if it's indie creators, absolutely not. In between, I would say generally I lean on no. Like, even AA, because, you know, they don't necessarily have all the funding. And ultimately, I do believe a little bit in the aspect of capitalism where you vote with your wallet to show what you want to continue to be made. AAA, you're going to have less of an impact, but if it's a game with smaller sales, you know, you're going to want to be part of supporting what you like. I'm sadly less able to do that, obviously, because my cash flow is very restricted right now. But yeah, by and large, you know, pirate from the good guys, that's fine. Opinion on emulating retro games. Emulation is needed. I'll get to that in a second. Rapidly, as someone who works for a multi-billion-dollar game corporation, even the bottom floor folks suffer from poor sales. Usually they're first to suffer. Okay. If your finances don't allow you to buy a game, sure, go ahead, no potential dollars lost. If you can afford it, stay above board. Okay. There you go. A more nuanced take. And I am personally aware that Repu works for a big-name video game company. I can confirm that. Opinion on emulating retro Nintendo games. Justified. Completely justified. I mean, I'm playing a ROM-hacked copy of Pokemon Black right now. Obviously, I think it's fine. Nintendo has become a very, very anti-consumer company as far as a lot of their practices. You know, they're fine just kind of... At least they are good about letting you access their old games legitimately. But they've done so much shit with, like, limited availability, charging full price for old games that they don't remaster at all. At this point, I want to see them suffer some for their decisions, and it feels like they don't, because Nintendo fans are just like, everything Nintendo does is like, it's straight from the mouth of God or something. Vote with your wallet argument is not really one to side with, but that's agree to disagree. Yeah. There could definitely be a discussion to be had about how well it actually works, because it doesn't always, and, you know, you're gonna be a drop in the bucket. I have enough friends who are vocally anti-capitalist that I'm broadly aware of the intellectual basis for not believing in that. But yeah, Ooh, recent Nintendo games you already bought. That's an interesting one. If you already bought them, I don't really see the harm, but I do feel like a lot of people use the, like, oh, I already own it kind of excuse when games are already readily available. I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on that. But recent Nintendo games, as I've said, Nintendo is pretty scummy. If it's directly from Nintendo, yeah, emulate the shit out of it, I don't care. Particularly, it seems like for the Switch, there have been reports of a lot of games, like, running better on emulation than they do on an actual Switch. As well as, you know, allowing for mods and some other things, if that's your thing. But, yeah, I have something of a bone to pick with Nintendo, so my thoughts here are not entirely based on logic or an intellectual point of view. I'm just kind of in the fuck Nintendo crowd these days. That said, but yeah, I think on a basic level, if you already own the game, I would say you're free and clear. Because you've already supported, you know, who you're going to support by buying the game. Twitch literally... What? Man. That's messed up. Come on, Jeff Bezos. That's weird. That's weird that Twitch kicked you out of the stream. You on mobile or desktop? I'm just curious. Our discussions are becoming too dangerous. They fear us, chat. They fear us. Mobile. Oh. Well. I am loosely acquainted with, even as someone loosely acquainted with someone who works at Twitch, it seems like the mobile app is something of a trash fire at times, so... that surprises me a little less. Still obviously disappointing. Twitch needs an app update, that's why. Yeah. And let me be clear, it's a very, very loose acquaintance. I don't exactly have, like, a man on the inside at Twitch. Like, you know, if I had more of a man on the inside at Twitch, I would absolutely use those connections to try and, like, unfairly promote the stream or something. Let's be real. I would do that. I would be that guy. Because I am not a good person. And damn, those massive Pringles. Twitch app consumes less battery than the browser app. Well, to be fair, is the browser app you're comparing it to Chrome? Because I assume Chrome eats up a lot of battery and RAM on mobile, just like it does on desktop. I personally do not like Chrome. No. Okay, well then. Never mind. Point retracted. Oh, I don't really know much about Safari. I think the only thing I've ever owned that's been within kind of the Apple ecosystem is an iPod way back in, like, high school, which is... Oh, Christ, how long ago is that for me? I'm old. That's what, like... 15 years? Yeah. So, I don't really know how well, Safari performs, relatively speaking. Needs to get dedicated app for something performs better because it doesn't have to do any multitasking or any other duties other than run our own website good. True. Then again... Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because it can be specialized. Really, Repo, I'm surprised. I'm surprised, because it seems like USAA generally does things pretty well, from what I've heard from people and from when I dealt with them a lot at my old job. At least in the terms of, like, you know, how much they charged people and, like, providing them service, but... Maybe app development is their Achilles heel. As fast as a reset on a starter shiny hunt. Yikes! At a hot 18 frames per second. Damn. Very kind and smart people who charge fairly. Their tech is garbage, though. I can believe that. A lot of me dealing with USAA at my old job was being like, hey, we need these documents from you for our customer. And they'd be like, okay, we'll fax that over. I'm like, fax? Excuse me? Is this the 80s? Can you, like, send it to my secure corporate email? They're like, no, we have to fax it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Fine, we have a fax line for people like you. Like, I continue to be amazed that fax is around. At least here in the US. I guess in Japan, they use fax a lot in the corporate world, but Japanese companies are very slow to change culturally, so that I can believe a little more, but, you know, here in the States, like, come on. Being for real, I did measure my battery draining with that, and each reset, my battery's drained by 1%. Ew! If you have to do a lot of resets, depending on what you're shiny hunting, that could get kind of brutal. Hopefully you can plug in. Okay, Poison Needle is now out of attacks. Yep. Oshawott. Yeah, that'd be a lot of reset then. Alright, so now I need to swap the held items here. Fax is incredibly useful for transferring data of secure medical information. Lots of laws explicitly forbid sending that sort of information outside of very secure channels, so fax is the old guard that gets it done. Okay, fair enough, but, like, I would think we could invent something... It's just such an old tech. It bothers me that we're still using it. Bolt Light 2 Redux, so the shiny odds are the same as a Mazuda hunt with a shiny charm. I don't know what any of that means. I'm gonna be straight up with you. What? I don't know a Mazuda or a Shiny Charm, but I will take your word for it that it's better than normal? Old and silly, first job had one and I had to use it, was wild. Yeah. Okay, 1 in 512. Okay. I can grasp. Yeah, that's a heck of a lot better than a normal shiny. God, I hope you're not, I hope you're not doing a shiny lock or something, are you? Because those just seem like pure suffering. Every time I've seen or heard of anyone doing that, I'm like, oh god, I could never. I'm not. I just want to... You know what? That's fair. It seems like shiny starters usually look pretty good. I guess I haven't checked, like, what the shinies for this gen look like. I just know... I just always think of shiny Charizard, who looks fucking dope. Masuda method. Breeding Pokemon of different language regions increases shiny odds. Shiny Charm. From Black, White 2 onward, completing the dex gives you an item that increases shiny odds. That ROM hack just rolls in both in automatically and has higher natural odds. Okay. That's a nice quality of life change from a hack. Okay, the only good shiny... Oshawott-ka's Otter. That's valid. That's valid. I have some friends who are very enthusiastic about otters. I don't entirely get it, but I'm happy for them. You know, I feel like everyone has, like, those animal likes that you can't fully explain. Like, it's not even, you know, you don't even have to be, like, a furry. Just, like, animals that you think are, like, kind of cool or cute. Like, and this is not necessarily an uncommon one, but every time I see a fox, I feel like my entire day is just so enhanced. Like, it's so rare to see those little goofballs. Ah, thank you for the shower alert. I appreciate it. Should I have a shower alert command? I have alert command, but not a shower alert. Never thought of that one. Because I've had work lurks, I've had just regular lurks, I've had gym lurks. A shower lurk might be a new one for me. But I understand it, because I shower lurk myself pretty frequently. Well, bath lurk, but, you know, same kind of idea. A sleepy lurk. That's actually a good idea. I'll probably just add that as an AKA to my lurk command. Because I only have so many slots, but I'll add that after stream. That's a good suggestion. Thank you. Also, how are this many people watching this absolute fucking bottom tier content I'm putting out here? I guess people do be appreciating a good grind stream, where I just ramble about whatever. Sleep with streams open. Yeah, I do the same. I've done the same. Though more often than not, it's someone like my my good friend Underground Antihero, because he starts streaming when it's like midnight my time. And I still want to support him. Yeah, help with affiliate, yeah. You know, boost their numbers. Obviously, I've already hit affiliate, but definitely the toughest part for me was averaging those 3 viewers. Because, boy, starting out, it was rough to hit that average. Had some more time to grow, connected with more people, so wouldn't be a big deal now, but I was very stubborn about not wanting to buy bots to watch my stream. I was like, if I can't do this legitimately, I shouldn't be bothering. Do you mind if I sleep here and go? Nice. That's a good deed. That's a good deed. I'm sure those small timers appreciate the hell out of it. And I mean, it's only fair. If we streamers can stream ourselves sleeping, chat should be able to sleep while they watch. for the 24/7 consumption of content. It is never ending. The one thing that blows me away, like, I tried, I think it was it Iron Mouse? I forget what VTuber, did it. Where she streamed herself sleeping, and I was like, but there's no, like, you just see the model with the eyes closed. Is this still entertaining? I don't know, I guess I don't see the appeal. 2-month hiatus because crappy Wi-Fi. Yeah! That won't help for sure. Because people do definitely want regularity. Oh, really, River? I mean, obviously, I don't mind VTubers because I'm good friends with one in TTSN. Alright, enjoy shower. But don't return flames to soap. It makes me feel uncomfy. You know what? That's fair. I mean, it's a matter of personal preference. Oh, the big... Yeah. Yeah. The ones where it's just like... where they go lean a little too hard into the sex appeal, I'm like, yeah. I get that. I like looking at a hot anime character as much as the next weeb, but... like, if it gets to be too much and you lean too much into the character, it just comes off as cringe to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Like, I won't name names, and actually I don't remember their name because I haven't watched her in a long time, but I found this really neat VTuber I was into for a while where her model was kind of made to look like PS1 era 3D, like that kind of very blocky look, but still be smoothly animated. And I was like, that's a really cool, unique look. I love this. And her streams were kind of funny. She played some interesting games that I was into. And then she got a model rework, and she just looked like a generic, big, titty, goth GF anime girl. And I was like... and she started leaning into it, like, doing more, like... I don't know, like, kind of... sex appeal streaming. And I was like, oh... I don't like this anymore. The answer they probably want from you are the supposed to be turned on or entertained is yes, most likely. But it probably don't work for everyone. I mean, it certainly doesn't work for me. And I think that, you know, the sexy VTuber is just like, it's almost overplayed. More so than the regular VTuber. And I don't know, it still does it for people and like, won't yuck their yum. I don't quite get it either. So that just doesn't make sense. I mean, have you played a good, like, H game or, like, porn game before? Because some of the truly transcendent ones, they can do both. They can be good games in their own right, and they can have sex appeal. Damn. Alright, well, welcome, Bar of Soap, to the chat. The person you just murdered was hanging out. We're doing some Nuzlocke grinding. Glad to have you. I also don't understand those. And I mean, that's fair. I'm here, I'm here. Yeah, you're here as the Bar of Soap. Welcome. Brain is stuck between playing a game and horny. Ah, that's true. And I feel like in a lot of cases it can be difficult to do both, but like... the one I can primarily hold up as a good example is Sakura Dungeon, because on the one hand, you have gorgeous anime monster girl ladies, and on the other hand, you have surprisingly competent dungeon crawler combat. And like... a plot that actually kind of goes some places, and some characters that are more than just, like, generic sex appeal tropes, at least in my book. Becomes like a cognitive issue. If I want to play a game, I want to be serious. Interesting. And yeah, must have been a very fast shower, because you were not gone long. Gotta shower fast! Though, like, you know, if you're not really that, if you don't feel that dirty, you can take very quick showers and that's all you need, for the most part. Oh, yeah, I feel you on anime that lean too hard into it. It can get distracting. He went to the chat before I could finish my sentence. When you're faster than light, you only live in darkness. But yeah, definitely as I've gotten older, I felt that with anime more and more. Like, some where I'm, like, really enjoying it, or I could, like, see myself enjoying it, then they lean too hard into fan service, and I'm like, alright, man, I'm out. You have fun. This ain't for me. Like, particularly with anime, because, you know, they can push, like, characters who are explicitly underage as sex appeal, and I'm like, no. No. That not like, no. Not like that. This ain't the way, Chief. Meme made by the speed of light. Like, and I wasn't really enjoying this anime... Oh, shit, I can't remember the name. It was one of those isekai. But it was one that was very self-aware. And... I don't know. I thought it could have had some, like, good, like, points to it. Where it had the overpowered character kind of being, like, off his guard. And, like, more than fish out of water. Like, outright people were turning the tables on him. Like, these two anime girls. And, then it just ends up with the fantasy, attractive anime characters being in, like, slave collars when they were trying to, like, enslave him. And he's being, like, all pervy about the situation. I'm like... Okay, this is now awful and cringe and just very like, hehe, pervation. And I just noped out. Pokemon Let's Go is an isekai? Really? I mean, Pokemon Legends Arceus is an isekai. Is Let's Go the same way? I thought it was just straight up the same as Gen 1, just with the updated gameplay mechanics and such. Because I've never touched those games. Not Legends Arceus type of isekai. Go on. Sure. I'm fine with the Twitter link, I guess. But I don't know if I want to take too much time out of the stream to read it myself. So if I could... But, you know, a link for those who are interested. Because I do want to keep the grinding up, because I do have a limited time to stream today. So, want to make sure I get it done. Check it on my phone, but that still involves me taking my fingers off what I need to use to control the game, so... Sorry to be difficult. It just doesn't quite grab my interest enough for me to interrupt the stream. Basically. Chase Elaine are technically reincarnated from the real world. Watch the animation that plays in your first play of Pokemon Let's Go carefully. You're sucked into the game, so basically Chase Elaine are the reincarnations of yourself. Yeah, okay, I can buy that. It does feel a little less direct than Arceus, I suppose. But I feel like you can really bend the definition of what is isekai anymore. You know, there's a lot of, you know, It's just kind of an expansion on the stranger in a strange land kind of tropes. I mean, like, you know, there's the old meme where, like, oh, I only enjoy quality isekai, and it's like a picture of the cover of Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. Isn't an isekai, it's just time travel. Okay. I haven't played Arceus either, so I guess that's fair shot. Though Arceus is the only modern Pokemon game to kind of make me go like, ooh, okay, that looks sort of interesting. Because it's like a different approach instead of just like, ah, yes, this is the region based on insert country here. But, you know. Like I always say, I'm in a weird position for interest in the Pokemon games, considering I am, to some degree, a Pokemon streamer. Because outside of Nuzlocke, they got a lot of appeal to me. I ain't gonna trash on them for people that enjoy them, but I'd rather play JRPGs that involve a little bit less grinding. I appreciate all the customization Pokemon lets you do, as far as who you bring, and all that, and kind of the sense of adventure, but the grinding kills me. I'd rather play you know, like a Dragon Quest game or something. Which truly more people need to play. Dragon Quest is good, damn it. And this is not me saying this because of Yakuza. I've been playing Dragon Quest since I was 12 years old. I just wish I had a relatively modern one that was a shorter length so I could stream it. Obviously, the newest one, Dragon Quest XI, is great, but that's like 120 hours on a casual playthrough, which is just... that would be so many streams. That's way too long for a stream series. Okay, where are we at for EVs? We've got, like, 80, 100, 124 on Red Stripe. We've got... $121 on Poison Needle. How is it 121? Must be 122. No, wait. The XP share. Right, the XP share. Owning Scene of Let's Go, everything is live acted. You are launching the game on your TV, but the screen becomes blue. Pikachu or Eevee comes out of said TV, telling you to follow it. As the goddess appears as if it was the goddess of the world you're reincarnating to, and the story starts. Interesting. It's like that. It's like that old Sonic comic, Sonic Live from the Archie comics. A little bit of similar vibes. God, there's a deep cut. Does anyone know what I'm referring to? But yeah, that sure sounds like that. That sure enough sounds like isekai to me, I guess. So I believe it. It's not really worth it. I'm sure if I thought for a bit, I could come up with a better example. Basically, it was just like, well, that was more like a reverse isekai, because that was like Sonic getting pulled through to the real world. And then at the end, Sonic and like two random kids, who are the kids of like the director of the comic, go through to Sonic's world to help him something save both worlds. I don't remember. Something I read 20 plus years ago, so I'm kind of amazed that it was still in my brain to some degree. I don't always have the best memory for this stuff. Ah, the old Sonic comics. Those were a little bit wild. I blame some of the characters they had in there for some of my more furry tendencies. Blah, 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 you are not immune to propaganda, etc. Though it's always interesting kind of looking back and like identifying some kind of work of fiction as like formative to any aspect of your tastes as a youngin', and you're like, oh, that could be where it started. I've had a few moments like that in retrospect where I'm like, huh, well, god damn it, this is why my brain works like this now as someone who's in his... Am I still in my early 30s, or is it mid-30s at this point? I'm gonna call it early. It's Arceus' time travels from protagonists from the Gen 4 games. Game is located in past Sinnoh. Okay. So it truly isn't a different world. I guess isekai to me is kind of so... It's a sort of genre that I have so little respect for that I don't much care what is and isn't an isekai personally. I think it's an interesting thing to kind of nail down because it is, relatively speaking, a newer kind of genre. So it's still ill-defined. So it can be interesting to take part in that kind of categorization and help to kind of shape what is and is not that given thing. But basically the only isekai anime that I have enjoyed are Saga of Tanya the Evil, Konosuba, and maybe like the first season and a half. No, the first 2 seasons of Overlord were pretty good. Every other isekai I've checked out, I've checked out from after like an episode or 2. Probably most Gen 4 Dawn, Lucas, and not Gen 8 because Ultra Wormholes exist. Okay. I do not know what an Ultra Wormhole is. That sounds like something that... Like, I don't doubt you, but just on its face, the phrase Ultra Wormhole does not sound like something that exists in Pokemon. But who knows what the later games do. I haven't played a Pokemon game past Gen 5, so I don't know. Ultra Wormhole is that hole where Ultra Beast come. Is that like a new type of legendary? Gen 7 stuff. I guess I have heard the phrase Ultra Beast mentioned a time or two by some people in the community, but I didn't really know what it referred to. Reasonably assume that it just comes in a later gen. Pokemon from other universes? Okay then. That sounds kind of needlessly overcomplicated, but I guess as early as Gen 4 we had tried to rip apart the fabric of reality as part of the plot of a main game, so you know what? Whatever. You do you, Pokemon. I've never taken your stories seriously, so whatever. Verisimilitude of the world? We don't need that. Though, I generally have little patience for multiverse-type stuff, because I feel like usually in fiction, it ends up just kind of being an excuse to not really, like, establish things well or explain things well. That's maybe a little hypercritical of me, but that's just been my experience with a lot of stuff that leans on multiverse, or even time travel a lot of the time. They're just like, oh, well, we can do whatever, because we can pull from anything we can think of. Whether that be other universes of the future, Sometimes that can be interesting if you see other alternate universe versions of characters you already know. But even then, it usually just feels like, oh, I'm the you from the evil universe or something, you know. Good old Star Trek Mirror Universe crap. Which I've never been a fan of, despite the fact that some of the Mirror Universe episodes in Star Trek are pretty good, honestly. Like, Evil Major Kira, in Deep Space Nine. Yeah, she does it for me. We stand an evil girl boss. Ultra Wormholes can also bring you to other games. In Sun and Moon, a character from the Battle Frontier to the world of Sun and Moon, which are located in different timelines connected with the Ultra Wormhole. Interesting. I didn't know Sun and Moon was in a different continuity, I guess. But again, never played Sun and Moon. I suppose it's a good excuse. You know, they're kind of doing like the Final Fantasy... Well, not the Final Fantasy, more the Tales of thing, where they're like, oh, here's characters from other games. Why? Wormhole to alternate universe. Who cares? Fan service. So that character got memory loss too, but was found by Looker and kind of became his boss. Eh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you intend for it to be informational, but I see the mega timeline. It just makes me crack up. The mega timeline. All other timelines pale in comparison to the mega timeline. I do know briefly about Mega Evolution. I had it explained to me when we were talking about things to do next generation when we get to Gen 6. Mega timeline. Timelines loss of Looker. Isn't Looker from the older games though? Like, wasn't he in Gen 4? So how is he a character in the Gen 6 plus timeline? So is he a trans-dimensional cop? Or how does that work? Is Looker Sans Undertale? Archie and Maxie. I cannot think of who those are. But my Pokemon knowledge is not the best. Wait, what's the max for stats here? 252. So we've got 20, 40, 80, 100, 120, 140, 180. Oh god, am I already way over the cap here? 220. Okay, yeah, so Red's EV training is now done. Has been done for a minute, I just kind of zoned out. Gen 35 Looker and Gen 6 Plus Looker are completely different people. That reads is a little lazy to me, but maybe it's a little better supported. Alright, Macho Brace back on Poison Needle. Why don't I check out the results on old Red Eye? How's your attack stat looking? Gloriously large. Though Scald is gonna seem pretty pitiful in comparison, but you should learn Aquatail soon, so it's fine. Let's see, Poison Needle has 40, 60, 80, 120, 140, 160, 100, 240. Okay, so Poison Needle's also done. Cool. Alright, so now I just had to, Route 5, do some Audino grinding, and we can get everyone up to the level we need. Perfect. So Poison Needle, how your attack looking? Acceptable. Okay, so my goal here is to get people to around level 29, so I can still allow for gym EXP. So first step is to head to where the Audinos are going to be a little bit higher level. I personally really like being able to Audino grind. I know it doesn't quite work for a lot of people, but for me personally, it's just kind of gives me the same vibes as like Metal Slime hunting in Dragon Quest. You're just looking for individual high-value targets rather than just killing everything indiscriminately. And it's fun to get a bunch of EXP in one shot. I suppose I can bring the game audio back while I'm just kind of in transit here. The stream has been very devoid of game sound for a hot minute, so... Oh, actually, yeah. Let me put Red Eye up front, because he still needs XP. Ultra Sun, Team Rocket from the Unknown Dimension were Red, the character not the game, didn't exist, got to the... some timeline and bring the other... But Lysander... Okay, that's a whole lot of names I don't recognize and don't know, so I will take your word for it. I appreciate your passion, but I don't have a great deal of interest in the Pokemon timeline, if I'm being completely honest here. It is interesting that they go careening off in such wild directions, though. Lysander is the evil team leader from X and Y. Okay. Wild to me that I never got a Pat Rat catch. Feels like it really should have happened by now. Protagonists of their respective games didn't exist either. Okay, that's sort of an interesting what-if experiment then. Good old the bad guy wins. Well, first I would need to play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or even just regular Sun and regular Moon. I did not like the post-game in Gold, Silver, Crystal. I really didn't. It kind of was hammered home when I did a Nuzlocke of Gen 2 that included Kanto region. I really don't like the post-game from Gen 2. But you just said behind Gold, Silver, Crystal. So, like, one of the best behind Gold, Silver? Wait, better than... Osum is oh, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is better than Sun and Moon. Okay. I mean, it's the remake, so I'm not too surprised about that, I guess. Oh, wait, I needed to go the other way. Well, they got lost briefly. Nobody panic. Let's see, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are on the... Or wait, both games are on the 3DS, aren't they? Same game, but with much less content. But no, they were remakes, weren't they? More like Emerald was to Ruby and Sapphire. I guess we'll have to contend with that once we get to the Sun and Moon generation. I have a feeling that the guys are going to want to play the OG. But we generally don't get into the post-game when we play these games anyway. I'm usually kind of ready for a break from Pokemon by the time I reach the end of the Elite Four anyway. I'll have to look into the changes. If most of the changes are in post-game, then it's probably pretty immaterial to what we'll end up playing. Same game, different final boss. That doesn't sound like that much difference then until post-game. And we don't get into post-game here, so... I am being a little bit contrarian, but like, I don't know that it would make that much of a difference to us then. Evil team fight, not champion. So the whole rocket thing replaces, who is it in Sun Moon? Team... Flare? Skull? One of those? Ooh, I don't really want to deal with a sandstorm here, so... Let me go ahead and bust out a Repel. Rocket is post-game. Okay, so we wouldn't see that when we stream these in either case, so... Don't make much difference to us. So Team Skull is just totally gone from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? I guess I'm not quite following. Yeah, I care the absolute least about spoilers for Pokemon games, because I don't take the stories of this game seriously. Speaking of final bosses, the champion just continuing to hang out and watch people dance. Very chill of him. Oh, feather? Nice. Free EVs. Probably still would have been slower to do it here versus actually killing things. Which makes me a little bit depressed, because you can't always see when things are going to appear. But oh well. This mean that has been parasited by an alternate universe Pokemon. Okay. Yeah, I said I was okay with spoilers, River. Alright. Dino, we've had our differences in the past. But please, I need you to start appearing. Like, a lot. So we can bring this one to a close. It's just the hardest boss fight, second to the one in Legends Arceus. Okay. So it's like fighting the dude controlled by the Pokemon versus fighting the Pokemon? Wait, hang on. Ooh, free Ultra Ball. Ooh, okay. That sounds awful. But it'd be a way to make a legendary actually like a legit threat, I suppose. Which is usually missing. It's usually just like, okay, how do I chip it? Maybe I do this on... Maybe I do this on Route 5, because I can't pop any rippling water there. That might be a better approach. Necrozma! It's almost the combination of two, very difficult Final Fantasy boss names. Necron and Ozma fused together. Alright, wait. That's a trainer, isn't it? I don't think I've fought you before. Based on a black hole? I mean, that's not that different from Ozma, really. This big bag, what do you think is inside? Drugs? Pokeballs? Oh god, it's Muda. At least I out-level it, but... Jeez, these things are the banes of my existence. No experience for Gen 7. Okay, so you basically... River, you basically just, like, played Gen 6 and you were like, I'm good. If so, respect. I did see there was an item further into the grass here, so I might try and angle for that before I start trying to pop Audinos. Some more kills in the meantime, because I have gotten my encounter here. Minshino! Like that little patch free of grass could be a place. Ooh, am I gonna have to walk through? I might wanna... if the item's in the dark grass, I probably want to rappel through that. The red eye's so powerful now. The fruits of my labors. Oh, okay, I don't actually have to go in there to get it. Good. As my mind roams, as the wind blows, destiny has brought us to this battle. Of course. Always room to cheese things in Pokemon, it feels like. Always. Palpitoad. I think you're a little on the bulkier side. I may as well hit you with some grass cheese. Just hit him with that grass knot. Nice. Okay, red eye already at 28. Cool. There we go. There's Aquatail. Okay. 90-90. See it. much as I do love Scald, Red Eye is now pretty firmly a physical attacker, and I can always put TM Scald back on Red Eye later. So, for now, I will go for the override there. So maybe I should lead with Red Eye and, like, XP share... Let's see, do I have someone who's, like, close to 29-ish? Maybe Lazy Shell. Perhaps Lazy Shell. Consider Boldor. Oh, okay, just a revive. Well, that's still money, I guess. Oh yeah, can't forget those dragons. It is a cool typing. Where is... There it is. What are you? Ooh, zinc. Cool. That ball mushroom? Oh, yeah, that's one that you can, sell. Nice. Yeah, I haven't really needed money, so I haven't checked in with the maid in a hot minute. What does zinc boost again? Special defense. Good. Yeah, I've already been making use of the maid. So I just forgot I had the ball mushroom in my inventory, I guess. What Pokemon crates? That... I mean, they might do it, but that feels unlikely. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm loaded now. Great. Okay, before doing some Audino grinding, I'm gonna hit the restroom again. I'll be right back in just a minute or two. Hope you'll stick with me. Appreciate y'all hanging out through all the grinding. Okay, I returned. The Megamind... What? The risk of sounding old. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? I guess that's a meme I've never seen before. Or heard before, rather. Alright, Audino. There's no water to interrupt you spawning. I don't doubt that the meme exists, I just don't know it, so I can't evaluate it. Oh, cold storage! Yeah, that'd be so much better. Oh my god. Thank you, River. I wasn't thinking. That one I will thank you for. I already knew about the maid. I just didn't remember that I had the balm mushroom. But yeah, cold storage would be much better. Why the hell didn't I think of that? I got grind brain. This is why I'm not going straight into the gym after we finish leveling up. Because I would be making stupid mistakes like that when it came to, like, gym decisions. My good Will. Yes, do tell, River. What smashing revelation do you have for us today? Skill issue? Not wrong. Also kind of a focus issue. Gen 5 is based. Correct. Watch me get the illegal Stoutland to spawn. Okay, yeah, these are... Okay, I think it would have been about the same level, but we can... It's more efficient here, which is kind of the important thing. Okay, Oranberry. Sorry, Audino, Pokemon said no gays. Okay, one more Audino should do it for Red Eye, at least. Certainly possible. I mean, I've been trying to get an Audino for a while, and we have had a shiny Audino. Avalon managed to get one in his run. Which he was a little upset about, but honestly, if I were him, I would have been welcoming that, because he's lost a number of Mons. I mean, the shiny Audino is pretty much the last hope for those who were hoping for a shiny to spawn for the prediction. Yeah, I think it occupies a very interesting niche, and mostly I just want one. So if for future areas, I really want to go for one of the rarer encounters in, like, the Shaking Grass, then I can have Audino on my duplicates. So I can work around it in that way. Okay, Lazy Shell and Red Eye are both, like, right there. Nah, it's not like they're leveling up to 31 and they'll be going past it. I think it's fine if they both level a bit past 29. True, and I've got a lot of utility Pokemon already. I basically turned my starter into a utility Pokemon. White Newt is basically a utility Pokemon that also happens to know Psybeam and have a decent special attack, so I probably don't need any more. Yes, Zophie, I do have trade evos. That's the main reason we're playing ROM-hacked copies, is to allow for trade and impossible evos to happen. That was something that was changed early on as one of our victory rules. Because particularly early gens, there's so many cool Pokemon you can get, you know, Machop, Abra, Geodude, that just kind of get screwed over because you can't trade to evolve them. Feels like we've had fewer of those if we've gone further into the generations, but still good to have the option. Like, you know, for example, Boldor. He'll be able to evolve into, whatever his next form is called. I don't know off the top of my head. Ton of trade evos here. I know there is, like, the two bugs that we could gain access to this week. Yeah, Carablast and Shell. Gigalith. Thank you. Aqua Tail, so strong! Conkeldurr is another. Is that one we haven't run into yet, or is that like an evolution of Dwebble, or some such? Oh, evolution of Girder, okay. Traded a Molga for a Gigalith, interesting. I really like my Emolga. I'm sure she's going to fall off eventually, but for right now, I'm really liking her. She's still a little glass cannon-y for my likes, but it's just kind of nice to have... Electric flying is a hell of a typing. And it's been fun to play around with. Trade a Boldor for an Emolga with this... Huh. Multiple trade offers from one NPC. Wild. Alright, come on, Audino. We just want to say hi. Just exchange business cards. I'd like you to sign my petition, making sure that Team Plasma can never come back. We certainly wouldn't murder you. Rumors to the contrary have been greatly exaggerated, been smearing my good name. You can't trust those people. They're just out to farm clicks on their drama channels. Ah, here we go. What city is that in, Zoppy? Because, obviously I already have an Emolga, but some of my competitors might be interested in... Wow, I forget how thick Audino can be. Okay. Flying Gym. Okay. Huh. Okay, being under attract is not great. We're so close. We're so close. Come on, Poison Needle, just a little more. There we go. There you go, King. New move? Venoshock. Oh yeah, this was the neat one I was looking at. Its power is doubled if the target is poisoned. But the thing is, I don't have a good way to poison people yet. Because I don't learn Toxic for a very long time. This one I think is interesting, but it might be better learned in the move relearner, because I don't think Poison Tail has a big chance to poison. Yeah, that's the direction I was leaning, everyone. Don't worry. Zoppy, calm down. I just like to think out loud. Alrighty, let me... Or... Yeah, actually, why don't I flip the script? White Mute up front, Poison Needle, take the XP share, because he's a little banged up. Okay. Flirting with the 3-hour mark, that's not bad. I honestly thought it was going to take me way longer, since I did have EV training to do as well. God bless the speed up button for that. Venoshock would also probably be a really tough move to pull off, in my battles against my rivals. Because they'd know it was coming. So, that'd be another point against it for sure. Probably only really able to get use out of it in the actual run. What? Oh, I didn't know Secret Power could do that. That's annoying. Alright, let me give White Mute some turns to try and wake up. Okay, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later. We are approaching the end in any case. Have a good rest of your day. Alright, Audino. We're in the home stretch of this particular section of grinding. I believe in you appearing. And you delivered. You love to see it. God damn it. Stop it, Audino. That's not 100% chance, right? Okay, Oranberry attracts hits. Damn it. Secret Power River. Putting Mons to sleep. Okay, that's getting a little low. I guess I can put in Dark Cloud to finish. Guess I need to head to the Pokemon Center after this. It changes based on environment. Fair. Just didn't realize one of those effects could be chance to put someone to sleep. God damn it! I will bury you, Audino. Why are you like this? Lazy Show, please. Please. She's not worthy of you. Okay, good. Refresh would be kind of nice to have on my side. Though it is very niche. There's a strong argument to be made to put Return on Red Eye. Now that I've spent all that time running around, that's probably a whole lot of friendship points on him. But I don't know if it would max out, and I kind of like Crunch, and Takedown is good because I've got that ability that ups the damage from recoil moves. Which also makes me take more damage, of course, but it's still more power. Let me, since these Audino can actually kind of do damage, let me turn on animations again. Oh! Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Audio Clue. Audio for the Audino. How fitting. Good. This is a little more what I want an Audino fight to look like. Nice and simple and easy. And large quantities of XP. Okay, 29 for Poison Needle. It should be an evolution soon. I forget if that's 30 or 31. Oh hey, Vanillite. No wait, you actually know a lot of ice moves at your level, so... no. Still, White Mute's close enough to where I want him that I think I can just fight kind of whatever that's not a Vanillite at this point to finish it out. Just slap some random EVs on one of my MVPs of the team, it's fine. Except for you. That's a little more like it. Just a good old Doge. I feel a little bad about benching Yato. But I feel like I've reached the point where it's really hard to justify just a straight, pure normal type attacker anymore. Alrighty, 29. that concludes our grinding day. Thank you, everyone who spent their garlic coin on getting us to this point. I'm gonna start to wrap up now. Let me see. Based on the time I have left and what I need to get done before I go to that thing this evening, I think I will be sneaking in my gym fight at some point tomorrow, because I will not be streaming this evening. So, gonna have to kind of play that by ear. I'll notify the Discord. Let me toss out a link for that. And, of course, my rivals, if you're not following them, please do. He will also be doing his gym fight tomorrow. And Avalon does stuff pretty continuously. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to hear me lose my mind as I grinded. Appreciate y'all. If you're watching the VOD, why? But I see you and appreciate you as well. Let's see. I can give a raid to old Trash Bambit, who is kind of around. Fair warning, River, she is a VTuber. Anyway, that does it for me. I'll be back tomorrow with Fire Emblem and probably also Pokemon. Timing for that, TBD. Just keep an eye out. Anyway, that does it for me. My name is Vimbert. I'll see you around the internets.